Okay. So this is my movie poster that I made for this project. Let me see if it'll work. I guess not. Okay. So here's my mood board. It's over. Um, I had a bunch of ideas originally for what I wanted to do. Um, I there's three different kind of posters that I kind of liked. More ones with negative space I really like. The stylistic ones, and then the I'm doing a Superman movie poster, and in the last Superman movie that came out, apparently that type of poster that's right there is called a hero one sheet with ensemble strip, where you have the main kind of idea at the forefront, and then the rest of the cast below. And then there's other examples of those there. The two fonts that I originally wanted to go with were LTR Federal and Madrone. And then the colors I had were just very basic, easily digestible colors, just because that's what goes with Superman generally. Um, so fonts, it looks like it's cut off, but that's just what my screenshot looks like. But these are the two fonts I ended up going with. I went with titular for the main font because I wanted like a powerful, like thick font to go with to, represent Superman. And then I did Forma DJR Micro as the secondary font. Um, just because it's like pretty similar in the way that it's formed, just slightly different. Um, and I did bold for both of these, I think. So these are my thumbnail sketches. I had a bunch of different ideas. These ones, the thumbnail sketches aren't as good as they could be. In the future, they will be better, more in line for what I'm actually shooting for. But these are kind of just like random ideas that I had. Like literally the most basic ideas I had for movie posters. That I mean, not all of them necessarily could go with Superman, but in one through five, I tried to use a lot of like, um, I guess it's not negative space. It's more of just block. I mean, I guess that could be negative space. Six through 10, I tried more stylistic type of designs. 11 through 15 were that hero one sheet with ensemble strip kind of style. And then 16 through 30 are all just like random ideas I was coming up with. The black square in all of these is supposed to represent like the main thing of the poster, the main idea. So in a lot of these, there's like a black square that kind of just takes up space. Um, and yeah, that's kind of just so I didn't have to draw something every time. The black square kind of just represents the main idea. But yeah, these are all the kind of ideas I had when I was making the thumbnails. These are the movie poster roughs. Um, Again, they're not super in line with what I ended up with, but I had the hero ensemble street sheet, and then below that was kind of more of a, I don't know what the word, like contemporary. No, I don't know what the word was, but like just kind of a very basic design with very basic shapes to kind of be like very easily digestible for the person looking at it. And then the third one that I have was since the Superman movie is all about like all eyes on him, everybody's focused on, whatever, whether or not he's a bad guy, things like that. And so I kind of wanted to have some sort of poster where um it kind of mimics like I guess a camera lens or like tunnel vision type of thing. So those are my roughs. And then feedback I got from professor and classmates and other people in my life kind of were like because since I all of my roughs and my thumbnail sketches are very basic, um, they wanted to see more of a tailored look for the final, something that was more in line with Superman rather than just random stuff. And I also was struggling coming up with an idea for this because it wasn't like what we use for the posters is supposed to be like super objective. And you're not supposed to just look at it and be like, oh, that's super. Like I couldn't just use a face for him type of thing, or like a direct outline of his body or anything. Um, so then from that feedback, I kind of had a few different ideas. One of the slogans for the movie when it was coming out was "Look Up," uh, kind of like a double meaning, as like you look up and you see Superman in the sky, but like you also look up to Superman, like he's somebody that he's like a good person and you can look up to him. So I kind of wanted to do something along those lines. And I had an idea to kind of like use the sky as a background, but I felt like that was too objective. I don't know. Maybe what I ended up with is still a little too objective, but um, so what I ended up with was this poster. I found this vector image of like a superhero, and I didn't want to use the whole thing. Because again, I didn't want it to be too objective, so I just used his feet in the bottom of the cape and kind of in a way where like he's going up and you have to look up to see him, like he's on his way up. And um I use like a kind of comic texture in the background with the little dots. Can't remember what they're called specifically, but I wanted to use that because the whole point of the movie was it's supposed to be like comic accurate compared to older Superman movies that have come out. And then yeah, I stuck with the main color scheme of Superman. I had some other colors in my lineup in my mood board, but I didn't end up using those, like all of them. I think I had like yeah, there's like green and white in there that I didn't use. Just kept it to these ones. Kind of to make it stand out a little bit. Um, yeah, I guess that's what I ended up with. I feel like it could be a little bit better, but I don't know. I guess this is the first time I've ever actually made anything in Illustrator. So, um, but yeah, that was what I ended up with. And that's my presentation. So thank you.